Happy Sunday.
Oh, don't you dare look back, just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said ooh, ooh, shut up and dance with me.
Welcome to episode 16 of KnitScents. My name is Jan, and you can find me as Jan Ellen RN on Ravelry, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Snapchat, which I'm not on too much, and on Twitter, all those social media things. It is Sunday, and it's really beautiful weather here today. We escaped Hermine's wrath here in the Long Island area, so we're grateful for that. And let's see, what are we going to have in today's episode? We have some knitting, no spinning. Oh gosh, I really want to get back to my wheels. I have a finished object. We have some stash enhancement, and we have some Scentsy. So let's get started. Some wrap up of the week. Let's see, we went to the Yankee game on Friday, which was so much fun. 3 rain delays, but we were high up and under the awning, so it was really great. But we ended up through knowing the camera people, we ended up on the big screen. So there I was knitting in front of all of Yankee Stadium. And the best part is that the Yankees won. So, so that's good news if you are from New York and you are a Yankee fan. Otherwise, it was a pretty quiet week. Not much new, not much. It was pretty quiet. So we're gonna go with that and press on. We did get some knitting done. I tried. I'm still in my whip wrangling mode. I have not cast anything new on. I am really trying to either finish it or frog it. I want to get some of this off my needles. So to that end, like I said, I do have one finished object, and I have been working on all different things that I had in progress. So let's get started. First, I'm going to show you what I had been working on at the game. Socks. And and I knew this was going to happen. I was debating whether to bring, a larger stockinette project. And then I'm thinking, well, I don't want the yarn balls going flying all over the place and whatnot. So I said, all right, I'll just bring my sock. And of course I was late as usual. So I just grabbed what I had on the needles out the door. And turns out, where am I? I wasn't sure. That was it. I didn't know how far along I was to the toe. So, and of course, in my knitting bag, you think in a sock bag I would have a tape measure. I mean, no, there was nothing, absolutely nothing. So I'm sitting in the seats, and we're trying to figure with my 6-inch needle. This is 6 inches. Oh, let's see, that's about half. That's 3 inches. Half of that's about 1.5 inches. Well, to make a long story short, here's the sock I was working on. I had already done the fish lips kiss heel, which I really love that heel. It fits me very well. Oh, again, don't even look at these nails. We're going to do something with them. I don't know what, but we'll get them fixed. But at any rate, so I had already done the fish lips kiss heel, which is great because I don't need the pattern with me when I do it. This time I did get a little bit of I don't even know if you'd call that a hole. Let's see, what can I? That's about the largest hole I've ever gotten in the corner, and I probably will just leave it. I mean, I'm not going to bother sewing that up. I figure at some point it'll just sort of meld into the sock. But I did start the toe. I usually go for the entire foot to be 9 inches from the back of the heel. And there I was in the rain, in the stands, trying this sock on my foot. I'm sure a lot of people are still laughing about it. But I think I'm gonna have to rip back a little bit. I started to decrease for the toe, but I think I need to net a little bit more. But at any rate, that is my sock that I was working on. It is out of the Lang Jewel. Let's see. I don't know what color this is. Color 902.0037. You can't make this up. That's the color. Okay. Well, anyway, it's a rainbow stripe. I did get this when I was down in Nashville. I bought this, I believe, at Bliss Yarns is where I got this. So that was one project that got a little love this week. And the next project, let's see, that I did do some on because it's getting to be, I'm starting to think this is one of those, projects that you're married to. It's like not a project, it's a marriage, is my Botanica, which, as you can see, it is just getting huge. I mean, huge. And now I'm just determined to finish this. So, I mean, there's really not much new here. Here, I actually have this backwards. Here come the troops. Here come the other one. Okay. It's just, I don't know, it's just such an original, such a pretty and unique pattern. So I don't mind, I think if this was just like a plain garter or a stockinette or some plain simple stitch all the way around to make that circle, I would go nuts. But I think the fact that it's got some really interesting patterning in it is what's keeping me motivated and keeping me going. But because, it's solid and it does get to be a little boring after a while, I can only work on it for so long and then I switch off to something else, which probably explains why it's not done yet. But we are definitely making some progress on this. So I will link the pattern below so that you can, there we go, throw it on the floor. And then, let's see, I have been working on another pattern that I had cast on. This was a Laura Ayler pattern. Can't make this up. Why is this not working? Oh, here we go. And it is called Seasmoke. Ooh, gosh, I don't mix well with things that have a plug. Okay, this is a picture of the shawl. Let's see if we can get the glare off that. There we go. And I happen to love Laura Ayler's patterns. I mean, they're just so clean looking, really, really pretty. So let's see, that is in this bag here. And I am knitting this out of Miss Babs. I had joined the world tour for this year. And this was, I think, the first shipment. It's Miss Babs Killington yarn in the Escher colorway. And this was the spring destination. I believe this was Holland was the destination. And it is in this blue, I would call this a Delft blue, if you're familiar with the Delft pottery. But that's what this reminds me of, that really like steel gray blue, beautiful, beautiful color. And the pattern, when you join the Miss Babs World Tour, you get a skein of yarn, some goodies in there, and a pattern comes with it. And if you don't like the pattern, that's fine. You can use, I don't even remember the pattern that came with this one, but it just wasn't something I would have knit, which was fine. I actually looked online for this yarn and came up with, I found that the Laura Ayler Seasmoke was made out of it, and I was thrilled. So perfect combination. So here we are. These actually, this was the marker, which was a little wooden shoe that came with the tour kit. So I actually went back and had to buy the full set of them because I thought they were so adorable. But this is what I have so far. So I'm not quite done with the stockinette section. And then that's my progress. And then I didn't even look ahead in the pattern until the other day. and I noticed that the scallops, and I've never tried this before, are done by short rows. So I don't know if you can tell from the picture there, and I'm assuming that you kind of go along, like from one side, do the short rows back and forth, then go on, do the short rows back and forth. I've never done that before, so that should be an interesting little learning experience. So that will be exciting. So that's one other thing that had gotten some love this week. Oh, Lordy. Dog's eating my Botanica. I guess we should pick that up off the floor. Probably not a great. Okay. And the last thing that I have been working on, which I think I've worked on the most this week, was something that I had put down for a while, but I absolutely love the pattern. I'm enjoying knitting it, so I've picked it back up again, and it's actually not too terribly far from being done. I don't know why this is so slow. I'm pretty sure I had mentioned it in a previous podcast and shown it. In fact, I'm sure I did, but it hasn't been for a while. This is called Peachy, and it is actually brioche. It's a combination of brioche and garter, which is really it's fun because when you're doing the brioche and the garter stitch, you're actually not knitting every row. You're knitting and purling, alternating, because you have to do each row with 2 passes. So in order to keep it in garter stitch, you knit 1 row and then purl the next row across. Then you turn your work and continue with the brioche on the other side. So it's been a lot of fun. This is a pattern by Suzanne Sommer, and it is from a book called, actually not a book, it's like an ebook thing, Brioche Trilogy. And I did purchase the book, and the reason I had seen this peachy shawl, and I went crazy for the color combination. I think I mentioned previously that I tried to get it. It turned out that it was from the Hedgehog Fibers Skinny Singles Club, which was no longer available. And I did get my shipment, so I will show you what the August colors look like. But I think all 3 of these are done with Hedgehog Fibers. Let me give you a picture of the 3 in the trilogy. And I just love them. I just absolutely love them, and I really do enjoy doing brioche from working, and you'll see in my finished object, from working my brioche pattern, I've really learned a lot from that knit along. So here is my peachy, and again, I am doing it in Hedgehog Fibers. I don't even know, let's see. I am using colorways, let's see, it's the Skinny Singles, and I am using Sandcastle as one. And let's see what the second one is. We can work out this. The second color is, drum roll please, Oracle is the second color. And then I have not gotten up to the border yet, but the border I am actually using Madeline Tosh in Neon Red. So let's see what we have here. I can show you. I'm in the middle of a row, so, and again, because it is garter and because it is brioche, it is completely reversible. What you end up having is a dark side, and then when you turn it the other way, let's see if I can do this, you have a light side of brioche. Okay, so this is my light side. This is my dark side. And I think I have 8 more rows. Well, 8 more sections. Each section is 4 rows, 2 passes back and forth. So I have 8 more of those, and then this section will be finished. I am playing a little bit of yarn chicken here. I don't know if I have enough of this. So I'm hoping that if I do run out, I can just start on with the border, that the numbers won't matter. I'm not sure. I have to look ahead in the pattern because I think it's just straight brioche with this color. But we'll see. But again, I have, I think, 8 more 4-row sections, and then I will be starting with the border on here. So So that's what's been getting a lot of love this week. And again, like I said, it's mindless knitting. I would have taken this to the stadium, but I was afraid that the yarn balls would have gone flying all over and that wouldn't have looked too good. So that was that. So that is all of my knitting for the week, except what I finished. I have a finished object. I finished my Brioche Bandido cowl. I haven't blocked it yet, but I did. Looks like my cat got at it, and there's pulls all over the place. Great. Okay, well, we'll have to get a crochet hook. But I haven't blocked it yet, but I wove in my ends. I loved finishing this so much that I did weave in the ends so that when I do get to block it or get a chance to block, that I can actually wear this. So here it is. What ended up, the way you ended up knitting it was these two brioche sections. Oh gosh. Okay. This one here and this one here were knit separately. It was two pieces. And then you joined those two pieces with this garter ridge, which is what I think I was up to in the last episode. And that's how you ended up joining these two halves together, was with this center section. And then you had the option of either Kitchener stitch the two pieces together. I think my co-host has made an appearance. Come here, little man. Come on. Yeah, you. Oh, dear. Oh, boy, you're what? What? Do you want some camera time? Look at you. Look at you. Okay, now you're starting to get jealous. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay. You had the option of 3 needle bind off or using the Kitchener stitch. That's a good way to say it. To close, because you start a provisional cast on, you go all the way around, then you have the live stitches from the cast on and the live stitches that are on the last row. And I actually chose to Kitchener them in garter stitch, which I had never done before. And dang it, I cannot even tell where. Let's see if I can tell from the ends that I cut. This is where I Kitchenered, right in there. So it really, I'm sure when I block it, it's barely going to be visible. And I think the only reason it's visible is because you can't see that last stitch where you connect it. But at any rate, I loved it. It came out just, that can't be a good noise. It came out just the right length. I'm going to stand up here for a second. So it hangs just the perfect length if you want to wear it long. And this is, again, before blocking. Easily doubled if you want to wear it doubled. So I'm really, really thrilled with how it came out. I'm even more thrilled that I actually finished it. I will get this blocked. I have a stack, like maybe yay high, of things that I finished and never got around to blocking. I'm so bad that way. Usually when I'm done, I'm done. I'm over it. I don't weave in ends. I think I'm what you call a process knitter. Like once the process is done, I'm finished. I'm over it. On to the next thing. So that was the third of the M Club projects for 2016. We do have the kits for the final project for 2016, and it is a mystery knit along. Again, this is from Laura Nelkin's M Club. I know I had mentioned in the last episode that the M Club memberships for 2017 would be opening up soon, and we do have a date. I believe it's September 17th. I will link it below if you're interested in joining along for the M Club for 2017. I will put the link below. So, but this is the fourth knit along, and it is actually, it was going to be called Confetto, but it's actually now, Laura changed the name to Ducenti because it is her 200th pattern. So the pattern name is Ducenti. It is a mystery. We do not know what it is, but I just wanted to show you these are the two colors. We are using Dragonfly fibers in the Pixie, and one color is called Mossy Glen, So that's one of the two colors. And the other color is called Laura's Eyes, which is really, really pretty. Let's see if I can get, it's actually showing up pretty well on here because the way I'm looking at it now, it looks, you know, it's very hard to tell. It is variegated, but it's actually showing up on here very nicely. So these are the two together. So whatever it is that we're making will be made out of these. And these are the beads that we're going to be using. So they are kind of like they're not matte, they're just that, what would you call that? That AB, like that multicolored. Let's see if I can get that to show. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good color range. So this is the items that we got, or these are the items that we got for the KAL, which starts also September 17th. I will check the dates below to make sure. I know that the KAL starts the 17th, and the M Club, I think, will also be opening up for 2017 on the 17th. So if you are interested in doing that or in joining along. Now, Ducenti is a mystery knit along, which is open to anyone who wants to join along. Again, we don't know what it is. There are many suggestions. If you look up the Ducenti, I'll link the pattern below. If you look on the pattern page that Laura has put up for it, there are many yarn suggestions, bead suggestions. In the Nelkin Designs forum on Ravelry, there will be a thread, and you can ask questions. You can post pictures of yarn that you might want to use for it and ask Laura if she thinks they'll work, because obviously we don't know what we're knitting. You can take a look at what she sent us for it, but I'm sure that there are many variations that would look just as nice. So post your colors, ask questions if you want to join along. All you need to do is purchase the pattern. You don't have to be part of the M Club itself. You purchase the pattern. They give you a list of supplies, they tell you what you will need, and you're all welcome to join along. And again, Laura's patterns always come with tutorials, with a lot of support, with a lot of help. So again, if you're interested in doing a mystery knit along, that is coming up in the end of this week, I think. Now, a little bit more stash enhancement. I also belong, Laura has a second club, which is called Lola's Choice. And Lola is kind of Laura's alter ego. And what these are is these are sort of little palette cleansers. It's little kits for jewelry items, little projects. They're not big, larger size projects, but they're little projects. The first one, I'm pretty sure I showed in one of the episodes, was the Texo cuff, and it was fun. It was a quick knit. It was something you could knit in a couple of hours. It really wasn't difficult. And this week I got the second of Lola's Choice, which is the Always, and it turns out it is a cowl. These aren't mysteries. I have it pulled up here. Let's see. Always. There we go. This is a small cowl. So these are more like accessory pieces as opposed to like a larger cowl, which would be more of a statement piece. You could use this as a cowl. You could wear this as a necklace. This is more of a cowl accessory instead of like a cowl to keep your neck warm. So this is the kit. It came with Mrs. Crosby suitcase in the toucan colorway. So it's Mrs. Crosby suitcase, and that is the toucan colorway. This is focusing. Last week, I tried recording an iMovie. What a disaster. I couldn't get the footage, whatever you call it, that I had recorded into the editing software that I normally use. So I had to edit in iMovie. So if you kind of notice, things were popping up, and it was hours and hours and hours of frustration until finally I said, all right, it's just going out the way it is, and never again. So we're back to using, I don't even know what you call it, whatever it was that I was doing in the beginning, that's what I'm using now. So here are the beads that came with it. We got some Swedish fish, and I think there is a sample of soap wash in there as well. So this is the Always cowl. Again, this is from the Lola's Choice Club. And if you wish to join, this one has more options. You can get 1 shipment, you can get 3 shipments, you can get 6 shipments, you can get a year's worth of shipment. It's all up to you. So that's another option if you'd like to try some of Laura's clubs, try some of her patterns. The Lola's Choice is a really good way to go, and I will link that also below. Now, last weekend was Labor Day weekend here in the States, and I'm sure many of you know that the Dizzy Sheep, which is a yarn shop actually in upstate New York, but they have a very large online presence, and they have what they call a deal of the day. So there's one yarn every single day that they have at a special price. But for Labor Day, I believe they also do it on Memorial Day, they have what's called a spin-off at which they change the deal every hour instead of every 24 hours. Sometimes it's more often than every hour, but there are many, many, many deals over the 3-day weekend. And I promised myself, absolutely not, I'm not getting sucked in, I have enough yarn, I also have fiber flying all over the place. Whew. They had Titus, what can I say? I fell down that rabbit hole. So I was good. I only got 1 skein of Titus in the Parkin colorway. This is a yarn by Bahram U. I have several skeins of Titus. I absolutely love this. It is a wool and alpaca blend. It is so, so soft and squishy. I love Titus for hats. I love Titus for hats. I love it for mitts. Again, like I said, it is British, 70% British wool and 30% UK alpaca. So it holds up very well. It is nice and soft. So I did get that. And the last bit of stash enhancement, I promise, that I got is the August shipment from Hedgehog Fibers in the Skinny Singles Club. And each month, I think it's monthly, yeah, I think it's monthly, you get 2 colors. Now, some of the time they coordinate, or I think they're meant to coordinate. In the past 2 shipments that I got did. Each of these colors, I love them separately. I don't know that I would put these 2 together, but this month was the August shipment. This color is Alexandrite, and it is a lot of jewel tones. There is some warm orange in there as well. It's largely jewel tones, but it's warmed up by that burnt orange that you see. Beautiful, beautiful colors. I absolutely love Hedgehog Fibers. I'm actually debating whether or not to switch to the Sock Club because I've already got now a lot of the Skinny Singles, but we'll see. So this is one, and what I would do with this is I would probably even knit something, probably a shawl. I think you get, what's the yardage on each one of these? Let's see. 366 meters. So what is that? Like, I don't know, 395 yards, something like that. So I would probably use this with a solid and pick a solid color out of this and use this with a solid in the lighter shade so that this really shows off. But I don't think I would put it together with this other one that we got, which is called Ravelry. And this is light blues, light greens, purples, beautiful, beautiful shades. This I think I'm going to put away and make, use something for the spring. With this to me just screams spring colors. So this I will absolutely put away and use for maybe a lacy spring shawl, something along those lines, maybe a beaded shawl. But this one is absolutely fall winter colors to me, and I would love to do something with like lighter beads in here. Oh gosh, they're gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous colors. I don't think I've ever seen a color I didn't like from Hedgehog Fibers, but I'm thinking maybe switching over to the sock yarn just to see what those colors would be and build up a little stash with that. So that is it. That is all I have knitting and stash enhancement and finished objects. So I do have a little bit of Scentsy stuff. It is still obviously September, so we are still in the September warmer of the month, which is Brew. Oh, I'm sorry, Hocus Pocus. What am I thinking? I was thinking last year. This is the warmer of the month. It's a very elaborate warmer for Halloween, for fall. It's the cauldron on a bed of bricks, I guess, fire underneath, and you have the flames coming up on the cauldron, and this whole hand-done wire piece here, this wire tree with the spider web and the spider on it. It is the entire piece. So that's the September warmer of the month. It is $49.50. It's regularly $55. So until September 30th, it is $49.50. And again, if you look really close, it's really got a lot of detail. I'm going to try to really zoom in there. On the base of the tree, you can actually see the roots of the tree coming out. It's really, really beautifully done. So if you decorate for Halloween, this is absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous warmer. And it doesn't scream Halloween. I mean, I would actually probably have this through the month of October, right through. I would put it up now. I would leave it through to the end of October and then switch over to the October warmer of the month, which is a fall-oriented, think pumpkins, maybe. So that will be coming up. I will have that shortly to show you. And the scent of the month this month is Casting Spells. I did go over this last week. It is still available. I have $4.50 a bar, 10% off for the month of September. I have been enjoying this. I have burned this almost every single day. I'm just trying to see the description. Bewitching blend of apple drizzle, roasted pears, and cinnamon bark. And that is really precisely what it smells like. I smell pear, I smell the apple, and just enough cinnamon that it is not too spicy. You do get the apple and the pear combination, which is really, really wonderful. My apple pie I make with apples and pears. So that's a smell that I really enjoy. And again, I'm not that much of a food smell person, baked goods, but I do like the fruits and I do like the cleaner scents. And this one, absolutely. You open it up and I smell actually pear and sweet apple. To me, there's almost like a appley vanilla smell in there and the cinnamon. So again, all of the items that are the Casting Spells scent, the scent circle, the scent bar, and the room spray are on sale for the month of September. Now, if you've never tried the Scentsy room sprays, I didn't bring one up with me, which was silly. They are very concentrated. You only need a little bit, and they really give you that burst of fragrance in a room. So if you've never tried any of our fragrances, the fragrance sprays are a great way to go. They last, it's about this big, the jar, the bottle, the spray bottle, but you only need a little bit of it, and like I said, you get a lot of scent with every spray from that. So that's a good way to go if you want to try a scent, or if you find a scent that you really, really love and you don't want to have your burners on or whatever, or you come home and you don't want to wait for the scent to build up. Start with the room spray, and then turn your warmers on, and you will absolutely be enjoying the scent quickly. So that's the scent of the month. And again, as of September 1st, our new catalog, our fall winter catalog came out. I did order. I have not gotten it yet. I know there were a lot of end of the month orders put in, so there's been a little bit of a backlog, but I did order because I absolutely loved it. So I should have it for the next episode. I ordered that English breakfast, which is a teacup on a saucer. I absolutely love that. I cannot wait to see what that one looks like in person. And I also ordered, oh gosh, I thought this was so cute, the morning toast. That to me was so cute. So I got that one too. I'm not finished ordering. I'm sure I will find something else in here. But, and again, I did point out last week, and I just want to point out again, these nightlight bases, if you have any of our nightlight warmers that plug into the wall, you can now turn them into tabletop warmers with either one of these bases. And if you have a plug-in that you absolutely love and you really want to put it in a small space, but you'd rather have it on the table or somewhere where it's more visible, these two items will allow you to do that. So that's in this catalog as well. And again, if you are interested, I will put my website down here. I will link it below. But if you'd like a hard copy of the catalog, if you would like a flyer from the warmer of the month, I would be more than happy to send that out to you. If you private message me or message me on Ravelry or put a comment below underneath the on YouTube. There's a comment section below. If you put a comment there, I will be happy to send you a catalog. I did want to point out I believe it was actually the September warmer of the month last year, is the pumpkin that I have lit over there. It's called Lumina. And it was so popular that it didn't even last the month of September, and I know that a lot of people missed out on it. We didn't see it again. It was sold out all through the fall winter last year. It sold out, like I said, in the month of September. It was gone. It was not in the spring summer catalog. The good news is that it is in the fall winter catalog. If you are interested, if you missed out on it. Okay, I thought I was going crazy there for a moment because I knew I had seen it. It is not actually in the catalog, but it is available on the website, which I would think means that it's probably limited quantities. I just checked. It is available on the website. It's $35, which is great. It's a large size 2-piece warmer. The top comes off. It's got a gunmetal stem on the top. And there's 3 pieces, the dish, the bottom piece of the pumpkin, which is, it's like that embossed, almost like a burnished gold, and the gunmetal stem on the top. Again, like I said, it was so wildly popular. We have not seen it back since it sold out last year. So if you're interested in that, I will link my website below, and I will actually link the page to the Lumina warmer, because I have a sneaking suspicion that because it is not in the catalog, but it is still available on the websites, that it may be limited, and that's why they didn't put it in the catalog. But I thought I was going crazy because I knew I saw that it was available. And the only other thing that I want to point out is another new product, which I think I'm actually going to go for. I think this is just a fabulous idea. It is a 3-way warmer. Okay, so it's 3 warmers, which each take 2 cubes. Now, all of our warmers take a maximum. I would not put in more than 2 cubes. I think 2 cubes is what's recommended. It's going to give you the best scent throw. The nightlight warmers take 1 cube each. But the regular warmers, the Element, Deluxe warmers, Premium warmers, they all take 2 cubes each. That's the maximum scent throw you're going to get. Putting in more really is just wasting the wax. It's not going to give you more of a scent throw. The 2 is the maximum. What this new product does, this new warmer, it actually is 3 warmers combined together. So you can put 2 cubes in each of the warmers. Now, if you have used Scentsy for a long time, or if you're familiar with it, you know that not only do we enjoy the bars by themselves, but combining them is so much fun to create your own scent by putting different scents together. You can put the vanilla with maybe a cinnamon and get a cinnamon vanilla smell. There are all different fragrance combinations that are recommended. If you go through the catalog, there's blueberry cream, which is blueberry rush with sun-kissed citrus and vanilla bean buttercream. You put them together and you get what we call blueberry cream. There is sweet eclipse, which is Luna plus black raspberry vanilla plus satin sheets. There are all different combinations. So what you can do is you can put different scents in each of these warmers, and you can combine them together, Or each one of these sections has its own switch. So you can use one warmer at a time, you can use two warmers at a time, or you can use all three and combine three fragrances. And I just think that's such a great, great idea because the other way that you can combine scents obviously is to put 1 cube of each into a warmer, but this gives you a way to combine 3 scents, which is really, really nice. Different fragrances, it's really an endless amount of combinations. I mean, we have so many fragrance bars available to choose from, but when you can double that or triple that amount, that makes it even more fun. It makes it your own and it makes it even more unique. So that is all that I have for this week. I hope everybody has a wonderful week coming up. Enjoy the last little bit of summer. I don't know if it's getting cooler by you. It seems to be getting hotter where we are. But hopefully fall is right around the corner. So enjoy. I will see you hopefully next week. And remember, between now and then, to knit with scents.